Good evenings, gentlemen and ladies. I am the Old School Game Snob, and in today's video we are taking a look at this 2000% gold find Barbarian. With this character I was able to earn anywhere between 11 and 14 million gold in 1 hour, depending on where I was farming. In Nightmare difficulty I was able to earn around 11 million gold in an hour, and in Hell difficulty I was able to earn around 14 million gold in an hour. As you can see, this is Nightmare difficulty here, and the Council, they just drop all sorts of gold. And then this great guy, he just does a little bit of extra item finding on all the corpses, and well, you can see the gold coins just stacking up. So let's take a look at this character. So this character is all about the mercenary. The mercenary will be doing all of the killing. The Barbarian himself will be wearing gear to increase gold find drops. He will be equipped with a 6-socket phase blade, or crystal sword is good because you don't need to get your dexterity up, so I like the crystal sword. In the crystal sword we will have a special rune word recipe. It goes like this. Write this down. This is going to be hard to remember. Lem, 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 and then lem. Do that twice. So we have a total of 450% extra gold from monsters between our two blades. That's just ridiculous out of the gate. Next up, this handsome gentleman will be wearing an Immortal King's Will, the Avenger Guard, which comes with an extra 130 some odd extra gold from monsters. For his armor piece, you will be looking at the Wealth rune word. That is Lem, Ko, and Tier. Good to put it in something with a decently high armor base. Helps with survivability somewhat. That gives you a 300% extra gold find from monsters. For his gloves, chance cards, they give an extra 200% gold from monsters. And for his belt, gold wrap, giving an extra 80% gold from monsters, and you can upgrade this so that it has 4 rows of potion slots, which is nice because you kind of need more when you're doing Hell difficulty. Upgrading your gold wrap is very easy. You just need a shale rune, a tal rune, and a perfect diamond, and then transmute. For his rings we have 2 dwarf star rings, each one giving an extra 100% gold from monsters. And for his boots we have Inferno Stride, which gives 70% extra gold from monsters. That dwarf star ring is also nice because of that fire absorb, which can help with the hydras that the council will throw. We also have a Guide's Fortune Grand Charm, giving an extra 160 some odd gold percent from monsters. Our mercenary is also wearing a Crown of Thieves, which gives an extra 150% gold from monsters when socketed with a Lem rune. Our mercenary is also going to be the guy who does all the killing. We just gonna stand around and let him do the work. For Nightmare difficulty, there's a number of options that you can use to equip your mercenary well enough to totally have no problem with Nightmare Council. For Hell difficulty, you're gonna need some top tier stuff. Fortitude is going to be the rune word that you will want in your armor. That enhanced damage is just so big. It really helps your mercenary to stay alive. For those of you who didn't see my video on how to keep your mercenary alive, how to gear up your mercenary stays alive because of that life stolen per hit. Life steal per hit is affected, of course, by attack speed and attack damage. So the faster you attack and the more damage you deliver, the better. That is why something like Fortitude, with its 300% enhanced damage, is huge in terms of keeping your mercenary alive. He's just stealing more life, and of course he's dealing more damage. So yeah, you can't really argue with either of those things. For his weapon, the Reaper's Soul is really great. I have this one socketed with a Lem rune. That is for the extra gold from monsters. If you are playing Nightmare difficulty, you could also get away with something like an Insight rune word on a Great Pole Axe, or something to that effect. That says a nice big enhanced damage as well. Bone Hew is also a very good mercenary weapon. This one here is the ethereal version. I have it socketed with a and a shale rune to increase attack speed and also add some lifesteal. You could socket this with some Lem runes as well to increase your mercenary's gold find. So for your Barbarian skills, there's a bit of leeway in terms of playstyle. I'll show you what I've been rolling with, and keep in mind that you don't require much if you're farming Nightmare difficulty. You could almost probably just get away with 20 points into find item, and your mercenary will be able to take care of business for the most part. But let's gear up for Hell difficulty. Okay, so first up, and really important, is to get your resistances up. However many points you need into natural resistance to basically max out all of your resistances. Now, since this character's gear doesn't really include any resistance gear, you need to stack charms. Right, so that Annihilus charm is really nice, 20 to all resistances, and of course whatever else you need in terms of stacking small charms, medium charms, big charms to get those resistances up. Without any charms in my inventory, you can see where my natural resistances are, so that'll give you an idea of how many charms you might need to kind of get your resist maxed out. I have thrown about 10-12 points into increased speed. This doesn't have to be exactly that many, but this will help you to run around and get to the farming spot faster and easier, so that's a nice little extra if you have the levels to afford it. Okay, let's take a look at the main stuff here. Of course, we have 20 points into find item. This gives us an additional chance to find more gold every run, 50%, 51% better chance rather of getting another gold drop. And that find item drop basically makes the monster drop twice, like they would normally drop. So you have a 51% chance of getting a second drop from that monster, which is very often gold when it comes to the council. So this increases your gold finding runs by quite a lot. Next up, I have 20 points into battle orders. This increases life and mana of you and your mercenary, helps you stay up. I also have 10, 12, 13, whatever, somewhere around there, points into Howl. It doesn't have to be exactly that, but this will help you to clear the room a little bit and not be overwhelmed by all the council members. I also have 20 points into Battle Cry, so what this helps me to do is run around, reduce enemy damage, and reduce enemy defense, make it easier for the mercenary to hit the council, all that sort of good stuff. So I'll show you the basic strategy and how it plays out. Oh, and last but certainly not least, for my amulet, I have an amulet of teleportation. This gives me a teleport charge, which allows me to perfectly situate my mercenary exactly where I want him to be. And I also have a demon limb. This is cool because it gives you a level 23 enchant, which you can put on your mercenary, which gives him a better attack rating and more damage, which is very nice. Okay, so let me show you how to survive in the Hell difficulty. We'll do a nightmare run after this, I'll show you the difference, but let me show you how to survive Hell difficulty. Basically, you start out, you do your shouts, you get your health up, you got your shout, and you got your battle orders. Next up, switch over to that enchant, and get your, whoops, there we go, get your mercenary enchanted. And now we're just gonna run over this way. The council is usually right up in this little area. These guys are all right here this time. So I like to do a little bit of, Battle Cry, and if it starts to get overwhelming, that's when I'll put a Howl out. And actually I think I have too many mana potions this time. Usually I like to have 2 rows of health and 2 rows of mana. But when things start to get a little bit intense, that's when you can put out a Howl, right? And that'll just send a lot of the council members running and sort of slow down the DPS that's kind of incoming on you and your mercenary. But yeah, otherwise I just kind of run around and I use Battle Cry to reduce the damage and the defense of the council whilst the mercenary does the work. Meanwhile, the gold starts flying everywhere. It's very nice. Do a little bit of item finding to, well, get even more gold. Look at all that. That's just crazy, right? It's like so much gold. There we go. Gold, gold, gold. There we go. Let's see. I think I missed one, but anyway, how much gold did we get from that? I don't know, but usually when I do a run like that, I'll get anywhere between 400,000 and 600,000 gold just in that like 1 to 2 minutes that you saw. So that is how to survive the council. Let's do one more run because that one is actually kind of easy. Let's do one more and maybe it'll be a little bit harder. I interrupt this video to thank the nearly 18,000 of you absolute rockstar Diablo 2 fans for subscribing to my channel. I super appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Oh, and for those of you wondering why I have Kaleem's Flail, well, I whipped up this character in Hero Editor so I could do a little bit of visual aids for the character design for this video. Unfortunately, on Battle.net, I do not have yet a level 90 or level 80 some Barbarian, although that is coming up next on my list. This is a very, very fun character to play, and it is sure a lot of fun grabbing all of that gold. So let's do one more run. Okay, so this time, let's throw down all our gold on the ground, right? We don't need that gold. We throw it on the ground. Let's head over into Travankel. We do a little buff, demon limb, enchant, and now. So usually this is pretty easy. I haven't died once, doing these runs. Sometimes it does get a little bit hairy though. And when it gets hairy, like I say, that's what the Howl is for, right? So you can kind of keep an eye on how fast your health is going down, how well your mercenary is doing. And if things start going south, well, they're not really going south again. I was hoping this one would be a little bit harder. But when things do go south, you put your Howl out, you put your You put your battle cry out, and that's your job. Pick up the loot and go. That's your job as the gold fine barbarian. Get the loot. Yeah, watch out for those explosions. And that's why I carry mana potion rows, because oftentimes these guys have mana burn. And if you do happen to get a fairly intense fight, you do want to have some mana to be able to do that howl to scare the enemies away for a little while, take some of that DPS off. Again, this wasn't a great example of a high DPS sort of fight. Yeah, you will occasionally run into them, but yeah, howl will protect you when you do. So, yep, I just kind of run around, keep the guys all debuffed, and wait for my mercenary to do his job. Get the gold. There we go. Like I see, another mana burn, right? And you're kind of helpless when you're mana burned too many times, so you just gotta keep your mana up. That's why a little bit more potion rows is nice. But yeah, let's see. How did we do here? What did we do this time? I don't think there was all that much gold drop this time. I think we kind of got skunked. What did we do? Well, 250,000, almost 300k. So, but that was about as low as I've ever seen. So usually it's right around 400, 500,000 gold. That faster run walk is really nice for this part, just this little run from the docks to the waypoint. We are now in Nightmare difficulty. We will just do one quick run and I'll show you how much gold drops in Nightmare. Like I say, there's still a lot of gold that drops in Nightmare. And yeah, there's really not much to it. Your mercenary takes things down so quickly, and yeah, that's it. Your job here in Nightmare difficulty is basically just to run around and loot things as quickly as you can. That's what slows you down, is just like how fast you can loot things. Yeah, and that's about it, because you don't really need to worry about survival. It's just like run around, loot, where's the gold, and do the little item find, get the gold. But yeah, still decently good size gold drops in Nightmare difficulty. Yeah, like I say, I did an hour of testing for both, and the difference was 11 or 14 million gold, so it's pretty close. One's faster with lower amounts of gold, one's slower with higher amounts of gold. But another nice thing about this whole farming run is that the council actually can drop some pretty sweet stuff. The Nightmare Council even can drop Stone of Jordan, of course, so can the Hell Council, but the Nightmare Council has a very decent chance of dropping the Stone of Jordan. So yeah, anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this gold finding run. I think I'm going to go and make a Battle.net Barbarian right now, because this is just too fun. Yeah, gold finding runs and then gambling for some cool stuff. That's great. Have a great day, everybody.